Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, ever Merciful. First of all, I would like to thank all of the respected and honorable guests, MPs, Right Honorables, who have allowed a leader of a religious organization to say a few words to you. I am most grateful to our respected MP Justin Greening, Member of Parliament of our area, who has done so much in organizing this event for the sake of a small community of our constituency on the occasion of its Khilafat centenary. That shows her greatness, open-heartedness, and the concern about the sentiments of every people and community living in her constituency. Although the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is a small community, it is a standard bearer and the representative of the true teachings of Islam. Nevertheless, I must say that every Ahmadi who lives in Great Britain is an extremely loyal citizen of the country and loves it. And this is because of the teachings of our Prophet, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, who instructed us that love of one's country is an integral part of one's faith. The teaching of Islam has been further elaborated and emphasized by the founder of the Ahmadiyya community, whom we believe as the promised Messiah and the reformer of this age. He said, while announcing his claim, that God Almighty has placed two burdens upon me. One is right of God, and the other is right of God's creation. He went on to say that discharging the rights owed to God's creation was the most difficult and delicate challenge. With reference to Khilafat, you may fear that a time may come when history repeats itself, and that wars may start as a result of this form of leadership. Let me, however, assure you that although this accusation is laid against Islam, God willing, the Ahmadiyya Khilafat will always be known as the standard bearer of peace and harmony in the world, as well as be loyal to the country in which members reside. The Ahmadiyya Khilafat is also here to perpetuate and continue the mission of the Messiah and Mahdi, and so there is absolutely no reason to fear the Khilafat. This Khilafat draws the attention of members of the community towards fulfilling these two obligations for which the promised Messiah came, and as a result tried to create peace and harmony in the world. Now, because of the time constraint, I come to the subject matter. If we survey the last few centuries impartially, we will notice that the wars over that period were not really religious wars. They were more geopolitical in nature. Even in today's conflicts and hostilities amongst nations, we notice that they arise from political, territorial, and economic interests. It is my fear that in view of the direction in which things are moving today, the political and economic dynamics of the countries of the world may lead to a world war. It is not only the poorer countries of the world, but also the richer nations that are being affected by this. Therefore, it is the duty of the superpowers to sit down and find a solution to save humanity from the brink of disaster. Britain is also one of those countries that can and does exert influence in the developed world as well as in developing countries. You can guide this world, if you so desire, by fulfilling the requirement of equity and justice. If we look at the recent past, Britain ruled over many countries and left behind a high standard of justice and religious freedom. Especially in the subcontinent of India and Pakistan, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has witnessed this, and the founder of the Ahmadiyya community has greatly praised the British government on its policies of justice and granting of religious freedom. When the founder of the Ahmadiyya community congratulated Her Majesty, the Ahmadiyya, Her Majesty Queen Victoria, on her Diamond Jubilee and conveyed to her the message of Islam, he especially prayed that in view of the manner in which the British government discharges the requirements of justice with equity, may God Almighty reward it generously. So our history shows that we have always acknowledged this justice whenever displayed by Britain, and we hope that in future too justice will remain a defining characteristic of the British government, not only in religious matters but in all respects, and that you never forget your good qualities of the past. Today there is a great agitation and restlessness in the world. We are seeing small-scale wars erupting, while in some places the superpowers are claiming to try and bring about peace. If the requirement of justice are not fulfilled, the conflagration and flames of these local wars can escalate and embroil the whole world. Therefore, it is my humble request to you to save the world from destruction. Now, I will briefly mention what the teachings of Islam are to bring about peace in the world, or how peace can be established in the world in the light of these teachings. It is my prayer that to create peace in the world, those who are being addressed initially, that is to say the Muslims, may be able to act upon them, but it is a duty of all the countries of the world, all the superpowers or governments, to act upon. In this day and age when the world has literally shrunk to a global village in a way that could not have been imagined previously, we must realize our responsibilities as human beings and should try to pay attention to solving those issues of human rights that can help to establish peace in the world. Clearly, this attempt must be based on fair play and on fulfilling all the requirements of justice. Amongst the problems of today, one problem has arisen, if not directly, then indirectly, because of religion. Some groups of Muslims use unlawful and suicide bombers in the name of bombing in the name of religion to kill and harm non-Muslim, including soldiers and innocent civilians, and at the same time to brutally kill innocent Muslims and children. This cruel act is totally unacceptable in Islam. Due to this ghastly behavior of some Muslims, a totally wrong repression has developed in non-Muslim Muslim countries, And as a result, some parts of the society talk openly against Islam, whilst the others, even though not speaking openly, do not carry a good